Interesting. All right, guys. Good morning. Welcome to another video. This is MagnOpus Trading Solutions with Jonathan. And today is what, day 25 of the live stream. Um, so you guys already know the routine. First thing we're gonna do is gonna check news. So today is August 15th, Friday, August 15th. I guess we had European holiday in the AM in the AM from 5 a.m. I mean 5 p.m. 5 a.m. time around that time for London session. We had observation of Assumption Day. Could care less, right? The only bank holidays that we probably need to observe is going to be like American holidays that coincide with European holidays like Christmas, not Memorial Day. Is it Memorial Day? What's the Easter, Ash Friday and stuff like that? Lent. Certain things that are universally New Year's, university celebrate. So these holidays probably not gonna affect too much. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna affect at all, but too much of the trading. It's not gonna stop us from trading today because we do have news at 8:30 and 10 a.m. Usually this news would be on Monday, and then we'll have like PPI on Tuesday and then CPI on Thursday, but it switched up today. I mean this week. But we do have news at 8:30, and then we do have news at 10 a.m. So we can expect 8:30 for a higher probability that markets are not going to enter into a buy stop or a sell stop 5 pips above or below, or price is not going to move 5 pips above or below the 8 a.m. candle open price until closer to 8:25 or 8:30. Because there's news, but it's still a probability markets might trigger a buy or sell stop or move 5 pips above or below the 8 a.m. candle open price before 8:25. But the probability of that happening is probably a little bit less likely. And then we do have news at 10 a.m. So that's also gonna mean that also might drag the trading on longer. So execution might take a little bit longer. Getting a one-to-one might take a little bit longer. And then for the markets to make its peak or this highest point, whether it's the highest point of bullish move or moving higher, or the highest point of or the lowest point of the bearish move, which is the highest point in the reverse in terms of a trade, or that's why you call it a peak of the bearish move moving lower, and then it'll fizzle out usually around like 12 or 2 o'clock until 5, and then that's going to be the next trading day. I guess we do have news, so it should be a high probability than not that there's going to be volume and liquidity in the markets. Um, that's not 7:45 thing. In the markets. And then like I usually say every day, we do not use news to make any directional bias, and we don't use news to make any trading decisions. We only use news to predict in time when volatility and volume is going to be in the markets. All right. So good thing my webcam decided to go out. Oh, shit. Jesus Christ, this webcam. It's not even a webcam, it's the USB-C cord. I don't know how much of that I caught, but I say it every day, so you could watch a previous you can watch a previous live stream and you'll be able to get it. All right, let me copy that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and send the information to my Discord and my WhatsApp. I think the brightness on my is lower. You see, and it's not gonna let you bring up the brightness. Interesting. WhatsApp. All right. All right, I just had to send a message in the Discord. Hmm, I guess I'm gonna blame myself for the monotonous just posting the link and stuff like that and not interacting with the chat. I'm going to make that a goal for this weekend here to go ahead and interact with the group chat. Um, I'm probably gonna end up dropping a version of the EA in the group chat. Why do I look chocolate today, boy? It was that coconut oil or something. Well, look. Let me see something. Maybe it was a type of light. I still don't think that was the lighting settings. Show. Nope. I'll keep this one. All right. There we go. So we got that out the way. The WhatsApp I gotta do. Let's drop that WhatsApp. WhatsApp. All right. There we go. And then we could go ahead and open our VPS. I should not do that. All right, so you guys know that I have my MT5 terminals on my local computer, my personal computer, but I also have a copy or a version of them on a computer on the cloud, which is a website called forexvps.com. They do hostings, so they'll give you a computer on a server in a different location where the internet connection is constant, where the power is constant. Because I live in Turks and Caicos, we're prone to have power outages. Hurricane is right around. We are in hurricane season. The hurricane is right around the corner. I believe it's probably gonna hit like Wednesday or something like that. And then we do have internet outages. So in terms of trading EA, you're gonna need constant internet connection and you're gonna need constant power to the computer. So to avoid any issues with that, I put my EAs on on a computer on the cloud. So I could avoid any issues with that. So the first thing I do after opening the VPS is I'm gonna go ahead and check all of my MT5 terminals. Make sure that we have the green triangle here, which indicates that algo trading is turned on or enabled, and then make sure that the EA is on the charts, which is gonna show freehand EA 3.5 with the blue graduation hat here. Um, there you go, and as well as um, uh, I'm gonna do that for all of the MT5. So this one is FTMO. Um, this one is IC markets. This one is blueberry markets. All right, and then now because I did change the settings, um, uh, I did change the settings yesterday on how we trade. Changed the settings yesterday because we were trading what PPI. I gotta change it back. Um, so instead of risk amount, we're gonna go ahead and do risk percentage. It is Friday. I'm gonna trade 1% today. Because we did have 4 trading days this week that are all winners, technically. And then we had a win last week Friday, so that's 5 winning days in a row. Now the odds are the problem is this is a winning streak, and I said and I spoke about winning streaks, but now the problem is I'll do 1 point. I just stick at one, right? The problem is now the probability of the next trade being a loser is more probable. Um, good enough. All right, we'll leave it at 1%, and then I'll actually allow a re-entry possibility if the re-entry is available. So we do risk percentage 1%. Risk reward is right. You see, if I didn't change this, I would have been screwed. We're gonna do open price buffer is supposed to be 6, and then it's supposed to be 17. True, 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 and true for the normal pip trail. So the settings on that is going to be good now. Let's move over to IC markets. Right click on the chart, go to experts list, go to properties, risk amount, 100. I'll keep risk amount for this one. Yeah, risk amount. Let's leave it at $100. 17,615. Yep, the settings should be fine. The trailing stop is also fine. 300K is fine. And then blueberry markets. Yes, we're probably gonna leave blueberry markets exactly the way it is. We are risking what? 10 pips? I mean 10 cents a pip. That's fine by me. Yep. 17.6, 1500, and we do have our trailing stop set. Alrighty. So this was $5 in the account. I tried to blow the account, but I ended up making $3. And then yesterday I ended up making almost $1. And then I guess we're just gonna keep trading it because it's just if I don't blow it, then whatever. I just let the EA run on it indiscriminately or aggressively. And it's either gonna make money or it ain't because I can't withdraw it and I can't and I can't withdraw it and if I don't trade it, they keep it. So I just try to blow it. I don't blow it, then at least it'll make some money. It'll be. I don't know. I highly doubt it's gonna make crazy money, but we'll see. Let's turn it up to nah. Let's do that next week. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we got those open, and then I guess we could talk about the key level indicator, which is a line on the charts. We do see that the market actually came back to yesterday's ADM candle open price. We've seen this happen before. I want to go ahead and study days where 8 a.m. candle open price is the same as previous. I've seen this a few times when I was back testing where the 8 a.m. candle open price is a few pips away from the previous day 8 a.m. candle open price, which just or shows that it's just on the larger time frame, it's just a reset or a return of the price that it had moved originally. If I could do a daily, well, I think it'll be look like some form of consolidation or a dojis. How come why does it say I'm wrong? Open, what in the world? How can I zoom in closer? Okay, it isn't 8 a.m. isn't the daily. 8 a.m. open price is not the daily. Let's go to the hourly. That will show you a little bit better. Or the 12 hour probably, but never mind, doesn't really matter. Nah, it wouldn't matter. So this was yesterday's 8 a.m. We went down how many pips? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, about 55, 57 pips to the downside, and then around 1800 is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Around 12 o'clock, we pivoted and we went back up. I actually thought about trading. I actually thought about trading. So we have news. News took us out. I should have locked in for a 1-to-1. Now I realize 30 pips NFP CPI PPI. We could realistically capture 30 pips at minimum on CPI, PPI. The last CPI and PPI this week both were they both did the pop of 30 pips or more within 5 minutes and also ended up continuing in the direction of the pop. Um, I know how to conservatively and aggressively enter into those news days, so now I can now trade through news. The only thing I wouldn't be trading through is going to be a bank holiday where there's going to be no liquidity in the markets. But you got the news, and so that's what I'll say. We got 1% better in terms of this week. News had beat our ass. Um, news had beat our ass the last when news had beat our ass the last few weeks or last month. News was beating our ass because we didn't know how to take it. and now we do know how to take it. Now, in foresight, looking back, I believe that those events, those losses, um, actually made me a better trader. And if I would have won, if I would have made money, or if I would have won trading that way, I don't know. My discipline at that time was really good. Um, I don't think that I would have came up with a better way to trade those news events, or I probably would have not until a while had figured out. That's what I would say. It would took me a longer time to figure out how to trade the news events, how to accommodate for spreads, how to a lot of the things that I learned from the last few weeks. I've noticed that if I didn't have those losses last month, I would probably not have made those adjustments at the rate I would have made them. Because if I would have made the money, I wouldn't have been focused on getting better every day. Because I would have been in the euphoric action of having the FTMO and then winning trades. But at the same time, the type of trader that I am, or that I was even back then, I still was a conservative trader. I still was doing the right things at the right time, and whatever. But I can't imagine that reality. But just I believe that losing trades actually is not making me a better person. I did the whole turning your loss to lessons type of thing. Um, I don't know. I feel like losing those trades were actually necessary for me. Um, to not making the most money, because I remember my philosophy isn't not to make the most money. My philosophy is to get the best education and the best execution and understanding of how markets move. The money will follow. If the market just kept giving me money, I've been screwed. We got about 20 seconds before news, and then the EA updates and the indicators updates. So let me go ahead and pull up FTMO right quick. Good job. All right, guys. In the next 10 seconds. Hilarious. All right, guys. In the next 10 seconds, well, 5 seconds, he is going to execute. Hands behind my head. Relax. Ah, the big boss. Taking the trade. Oh, all right, let's go ahead and check everything out. Make sure we all Gucci goo on everything. So FTMO has placed the trades for me. Let's drop down to the 1 minute. Just to be able to see it better. Yep. Accounting for spreads is good on everything. So that's great. Let's go ahead and check IC markets. Let's see. What are we on? 5 minutes? Accounting for spread is good on all the trades. I did risk amount, so that's a 0 point. Okay, that's $100. Cool. And then let's check blueberry markets. 0.01. Uh, accounting for spreads is accurate. What time? 15 minutes? All right, and then let's look at the 8 a.m. kind of open price in relation to all of the three brokers together, right? So that's not an execution, that's just price flipping over from going a little bit bullish to bearish. So 1.16877 is what Blueberry Markets is on. 1.16878 is what IC Markets is on. 1.16872. Right, that's a big jump. Is what FTMO is on, and that's about 5 micro pips difference. So FTMO, you're right. FTMO, I need somebody to do a review on FTMO on their type of spreads and compared to other brokers, and their price quotes in comparison to other brokers, because I'm being tricky. But when it comes to like scalpers and all the other people, yeah, if you're catching big trades where you're doing your risk reward is like a 5 to 1 and a 3 to 1, and you're swing trading and stuff like that, ah, or you're trading gold, and if you're trading gold and US 30 and indices, which everybody is majority trading nowadays, gold, US 30, Nasdaq, you'll get the risk reward of 3 to 1, 5 to 1, all this other stuff. for sure. So they're not really checking for spreads because yeah, they're not scalping, they're taking small profits out of the markets. So it don't really matter to them. So like I said, I'm not expecting any movements into the next about what 25 minutes. Next 20-25 minutes. So let's just let it fluctuate for now. Um, we could go to TradingView. We could go ahead and analyze yesterday's price activity, create the MagnOpus trading grid for today, as well as track price as it moves. Wang. What was that on USD? Got it. FTMO probably got it. It's just gonna take a while for my charting. What my charts? What is it called? My chart drawings can load up on FTMO. It's probably gonna crash. I put a lot of work in that FTMO, but I'm talking about I analyzed from January all the way to right now. I did a Mag over trading grade for every single day. I had way more. This is actually a revised version where it's just the Magnum Opus trading grid over 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. of price activity. I used to have the Magnum Opus trading grid over the entire week, over every single day with 2 sessions a day, and then the Magnum Opus trading grid from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. where I striked every level and I made level lines. It was crazy. It was crazy. This is a more efficient version of the Magnum Opus trading template where we're just looking at the most important price activity, which is the trading session. All right. So as you can see, yesterday, first thing, let me measure it. If I'm gonna measure, I need to make sure I have the accurate size. So it looked like about right over here. So we could delete these because the monkeys never touched them. Price never touched them. We could drag this down closer. Now we could go ahead and measure the range of this trading session. Let's call it 61 pips. All right, let's go back to let me catch up. I just whenever you like I said, whenever you see me doing like that, I'm theorizing ideas. And you see me space out like that. So let's explain what's gonna happen before we start making these strikes. So yesterday we have price open at 8 a.m. at 1.16889. We went ahead and we dropped down 5 pips lower. We didn't 5 pips lower. We hit our sell stop before we had ourselves at 8:20, no, at 8:15, between 8:15 and 8:20. Before news at 8:30. And then at around 8:30, price popped to the downside. Oof. Mm. Ah, that felt good. Oh, that feels so good. Ooh. Yeah, popped to the downside, about 30 pips down. So we hit a 1-to-1 very quickly. Since we had a trailing stop, we didn't really get any profits because markets wicked out and then came right back down. I should have my stop loss around over here and leave the trading and then leave my whatchamacallit stop loss under break even and then leave the trailing stop and leave markets move lower and then probably put a TP at a 30 pip, so on and so forth. It depends, right? Um, I need to study more news events to see what's the best way, but I have a general framework of what's good. And then we retested, and then my bad, I need to actually put a strike over here too. We we retested, we went back up, confirmed the reversal. I wouldn't believe it was reversal either. It's just that how fast markets is moving, I can expect a 20 pip retracement. That's what also I'm going to be studying. Then we went back down. So about around here, all of the trades were out. Whether I tried to move the stop loss or not, we got stopped out. Which is cool. Small profit is better than a loss. And all the other days I was losing 2 to 3 times the amount that I was risking. So it's always good to be able to it's always good to be able to make it better. And even if it was a losing trade, I risk a lower, so I wouldn't have been affected that much. So that's good. I think I'm not gonna use full leverage ever on FTMO. I was gonna lower leverage, but on like now, I'm probably gonna create a plan on how to take $100 account um and what you call it and see if we could flip that. All right, then okay, then we came back up. We came back down. Came back down. I don't think that's a strike right here. So we what time was the lowest point? I would say if it's usually double tap the lowest point, that's the same thing. 12:15 on the money every single time. I need to go ahead and I'm probably gonna start only trading from 8 to 12 and call that the trading session. And then we usually fizzle out around this level, retrace, and then this over with. Man, that's a 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Wow, that's a lot. Next week I might have something serious for you guys right here, bro. I'm theorizing a lot right now. My mind is going to work. Yeah, so we got 61 pips, drop down, and we fizzle back out. So let's go ahead and copy this over to the next session. I usually copy it over too fast, so let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Oh, son of a gun. Let me go to what in the world? Okay, okay, we're almost there. I thought we did, but we're almost there. Where we're going to looks like we're gonna hit a buy stop shortly. In the meantime, let's go back to I didn't get any notification, so it didn't hit. So let's go back to charts and see if we can go ahead and draw the MagnOpus trading grid, the new one onto new price. All right, it seems like we tapped the bullish buy stop. What the fudge did I just do? but we immediately turned around. So I don't think that on any of the trading on the MT5s, I don't think any of them got hit. As we're looking at the FTMO down here, which I have open, FTMO hasn't executed a trade yet. But we're close though, and that's only we're only what 10 minutes in, almost 13 minutes in. So just give it some more time. Like I said, around like 8:25, you could probably see some. Let's reset the chart here. Maybe if I put it on the 15-minute, it's gonna be easier to drag and drop stuff because you're consolidating price. Because you're doing dookie dookie. Yeah, it is a lot easier. And why is this over there? Let's go with the 8 a.m. kind of open price of IC markets. That's a healthy range in between the two. So 1.168, 1.16. What is that? 1.6. Jeez Louise, I need glasses, dog. One, bro, I can't even see right here. Let me close one eye. Yep, a better one eye. 1.16878. Wow, it's bad now. I'm uncle for real. 1.16878. I'm uncle. What the hell? No, no, no. 1.16878. Not 888. I think once I start getting to big accounts, I'm gonna stop looking at P&L and I'm gonna look at pips because I don't think mentally I be freaking myself out with the decision making. Even though I be freaking myself out with the decision making and I'm probably making emotional decisions. Probably it's better off having the EA or AI make the live speculations for me so I don't fuck it up. If that's 1.16878, the bearish line is gonna be a 1.16778. 1.16778. And then that's gonna make the sell stop. What is 77 plus 5? 3 leaves 2. That's gonna give you 1 over. So 1.16838. Son of a gun. Didn't paste the coordinates. No, I'm wrong. 7 plus 3 is going to be 2. It's gonna be 1.168. Who 8? I jinxed myself too because I was like, for the last few times I've been doing it off the head top and I haven't been getting it wrong. And guess what? I got it wrong. It's not about how much times you get it wrong, how much times how fast you can figure out you was wrong and get it right. Nah, it's about you're not getting it wrong at all. All right, add 10 to that's gonna give us our buy stop. We might as well change the color as well. Bloop. If I add 10 to that, what's gonna give me? I could just add 10, 9, 1.16928. It's gonna give us our buy stop location. Didn't put the coordinates again. And then we could go ahead and clone over the 8 a.m. kind of open price and just add 10 pips, turn it green. Gonna give us 1.16. 978. This time I'm gonna remember to do the coordinates. Like I said, we're right back at the 8 a.m. kind of open price. News at 8:30. We're at 8:20 right now. So you could expect markets probably to move in the next 5 to 8 minutes. Or just at 8:30. Because we got double news. We got news at 8:30. We got news at 10. So there's no reason for it to do anything before then. Except collect trades. I don't think it's gonna move as volatile as CPI PPI either though. Oh wait, so we got the MagnOpus Trading Creative locked and loaded. Let's change this to day 5. We can take off the pip amount because we don't know how many pips the range is right now. All right. All right. Hopefully it pauses this so it takes off some pot test. Excuse me. All right, guys. So I'm gonna leave it here for the next 10 minutes. Take a TikTok break, I guess, and mute so I don't get So we got into a sell stop. I was actually talking, but I didn't know I had muted myself. Oh, I forgot I muted myself. Got into a sell stop. We hit bearish level one. Which is gonna indicate we should at least move down 50 more pips where we could trail on stop loss and break even. But for me, I really think I should just take that 1-to-1 and call it a day. Right? Friday, even if we do get that 1-to-1, you get what I'm saying? I ain't too sure. But we do got profits that we could risk. Alright, let me just think more ob not objectively. First, let's just figure out 1.16678 is gonna be the next level. One wait 1.16678 paste. Yeah, that's good. And then I'm thinking, I'm not gonna get into a re-entry on not getting into a re-entry on what is this called? Not getting into a re-entry on my IC markets. I think I'd be also content with a 1-to-1 based on how market moves. We got 10 o'clock news too. All right, let's just let the let's let the trailing stop do its job. Trailing stop say we get our break even, we get our break even. We get our loss, we get our loss. Let's let the trailing stop do its job. We're gonna set it and forget it like my boy. What's his name again? Alex G. Like my boy Alex G say, set it and forget it. We back at damn near break even. Remember we had 1 pip below the 5 pip marker, so we're trading. We're hovering at that level. Hovering at the sell stop. Oh, I didn't put my laptop in charge. I'm surprised it didn't turn off my webcam. what it is? How long is that? I opened my laptop at like what 7, and it is an hour and 30 minutes of battery. Okay, that's rigorous battery life, so I'm not gonna complain. But hour 30 minutes, I mean, that's a new battery. That's sad. If this is a whipsaw, then I wouldn't be surprised. With news at 10 o'clock. Oh, but I think we have a good stop loss to avoid us from the whipsaw too badly. Oh, it's not gonna hit us that bad. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to commit to a whipsaw for me to get out. Or at least leave me in the trade until 10 o'clock, right? All right. So let me just doom scroll for a little bit, and then I'm gonna work on no doom scrolling. All right, let's go and work on the blah blah blah. It's not called the blah blah blah. Let me get something to drink, and then we're gonna work on more of the new trading course that I'm be working on for the research paper of the playbook, whatever you want, whatever I'm gonna call it. Give me a second. All right, good thing I have a bullshit account. I'm gonna go ahead and put a buy stop on Blueberry Markets for point one. New order. Probably can get fucked over quickly. A buy stop on Blueberry Markets, pending order. Make sure it's Blueberry. Buy stop. Let's leave it at 1 pip. Excuse me, guys. Price is gonna be where the stop loss is, 1.16. Hmm. Should it be a buy? Should it be a buy stop? Yeah. 1.16. 990. Stop loss is going to be at 1.16. Ah, and let me go ahead and modify. So trade invalidated. We should be out the trade sooner or later. Yep, losing trade, guys. I got into a buy, and then I want my stop loss to be at 1.16817. 1.16817. Let's see if I'm right with this continuation. 1.16817. It's just a theory that I have. Let's see if everybody lost. Looks like everybody lost today. All right, lost, lose trade. That's not. I could have told you that my damn self, right? But we took the risk. Low leverage, nothing too big to not lose too much of our profits. Where we at on FTMO 209? Fine with me. IC markets. What? Okay, it processed my withdrawal. Processed my withdrawal, which is fine by me. $102, which is fine by me. And then we get this bullish move. Let's see what markets want to do around like 10 o'clock. But that's that. I could have told you that 4 winning trades in a row. The next trade being a loser, higher probability. Now I'm gonna start my countdown to 3 losers in a row. So next week, is gonna be the probability that the next trade is gonna be a loser. It's 50-50, I would say. It depends on Monday. So I'm probably gonna continue trading 1% on that Monday, next Monday, and then hopefully that is a losing trade. So on Tuesday, I can start increasing my leverage on the other trades. And then we gonna fuck them up. Don't worry. We done seen this happen many times. We got buffer on all the accounts. We got leverage. Uh, and we just need the patience. That's all we need. We just need the patience to go ahead and continue. If this is one of those reversals, then I'm probably screwed for the blueberry markets. But mm, I don't think so. And we do got news at 10 o'clock. But in terms of the live stream, shit, I'm not committed yet to something wrong. Once we get down to this level, then I'll think about something. But we're not right now. But yeah, but in terms of live stream's over with. That was the trade for the day. A light loser. How long it took to lose? About 14 minutes. Can't complain. Uh, you know what? I need an hour stream, so I'm gonna commit to that. Oh shoot, it is an hour already. No, it's not an hour. It is an hour because I started at 7. Oh wow, that's good for me. Just reached the hour. Yeah. So I got my hour in. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on what I need to work on. And start my weekend. I believe maybe next week I'm gonna start trading crypto on the weekends, but I gotta figure out a plan to trade crypto and what crypto I'm going to be trading, so and then what account I'm going to be trading, so on and so forth. All right, guys. So thank you for watching MagnOpus Trading with Jonathan. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, whatever you gotta do. My TikTok, all my links are gonna be in my description on every social media platform. I have a link tree that's gonna give you all the information that you need to know. What else? On the link tree, and see you guys next week. Thank you.